So I feel like on this episode we're kind of like that band She and Him, except we're him and her.
All right, I hate to interrupt, Nick, but welcome to Hate to Interrupt. I am Ethan from youtube.com/schoolif, and I am joined by
Nick from Stop Culture.
I'm a VHS guy, Nick.
And we are him.
I feel like it's gonna be a very inclusive episode. What do you think, boys?
I do.
Well, we should have. You know what? We should have had a triple threat. We should have had him from 2025, her, and we should have watched they/them. We should have watched us. Yeah, any of those.
Yeah, so maybe it's not a very inclusive episode. We could have done better.
We could. Them
is a horror show, right? That's like a.
Yeah, it's sort of like
an Amazon Prime.
There's the Them show, which is a terrible title for a show. Then there's also They/them, which is like a slasher from a couple years ago with Kevin Bacon.
I remember
about like a gay conversion camp.
Yeah,
that's funny.
But yeah, so this week we're going to be talking about Justin Tipping's. It's his first film, right? I haven't seen this guy before. It's his first major film.
I don't think he's done a lot of like super well known stuff.
Yeah, I think he's got a pretty low key career.
His surrealist football horror movie that just came out, him, and then I think we just picked her just for the meme, just because we wanted
pretty much.
the promo. I mean, I think we all love that movie too, but
I've never seen it.
I'm sure we'll have fun. You've really never seen it?
Nope.
You've never seen it?
I usually recommend stuff I've never seen.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Well, I'm glad we get to hear a first time take on it.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of him?
This has been there was so much. This is like a reverse Sinners or a reverse One Battle After Another for me, because I went in hearing this was one of the worst things I've ever seen, and I watched it and I was just like, it's okay.
I was a little bit confused by it because I feel like this movie has a lot of stuff to like a lot, and then it has stuff that like it feels like they didn't really know what to do with, but they wanted it in there.
Like you're talking about the third act specifically, that totally fell apart for me. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, the third act. It feels like they like didn't know how to end the story they were trying to tell, so they're like, "Let's just do this shit."
Yeah, I mean that's like this. The story they were. I enjoyed the movie primarily for aesthetic reasons, and I think it was good at.
It looks nice.
Ramping up tension. I thought it was I thought the when they would show the players bashing into each other and was sort of like that X-ray footage, like you watch their brains
really
and
cool.
skeletons like jiggle around in their bodies. Like that was super unique and super cool, and it obviously makes you think of CTE and everything that happens in real life in the NFL. It's like it's such a dangerous game. Those guys are really putting their lives on line doing.
I expected the injury. Speaking of like CTE, I expected the injury to play more of a factor in the movie, but it honestly felt like it was kind of negligible. All the injuries in the movie were kind of negligible.
I mean, they hype up the entire movie as like basically kicked off from him getting attacked with a hammer from a cult member, and then they keep showing close-ups of the stitch marks on his skull like cracking, and as the movie goes on, but it really doesn't build to anything. I figured it would like explode or open up at some point and just blood. It seemed like it was just I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like an excuse for them to like give him these weird visions, but even the weird visions didn't really play into anything. They kind of just felt like they were there to give the film like a horror element as opposed to like actually telling any kind of story through them.
Well, the way I took it, I felt like whatever Marlon Wayans' character and that cabal of Satanist football managers or owners or whatever the fuck they wanted to yeah, like the inciting incident is to hurt, because he was like the number one draft pick in the pool. He could have went anywhere, but giving him that injury at the beginning, it kind of cast doubt over his potential as a player. So they're like, oh, we'll hurt him, and then he'll have to go to this the Savior's boot camp or whatever with Marlon Wayans to prove his worth, because now he's devalued because of this brain injury. So he's got to go there, and when they do all their satanic shit with him. It
made sense as a setup piece. I just definitely feel like there was more room there to kind of play into the impact of the injuries and stuff like that, especially in a sport like football. And there's a lot of like place you can, especially if we're talking about like CTE or something, I feel like there's a lot of like horror elements you can pull from that, and it could have actually been a more scary movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was there were moments of it that were really tense. I think that my main issue with it is that I'm sure like the disjointed kind of frenetic feeling of the editing and pacing and just plotting of this movie is intentional. I mean, they want it to feel like a fever dream. But I think the unintended consequence of that style of editing and like narrative storytelling is that it just kind of puts you into a whirlwind of story beats, and what it doesn't really feel like any plot beat is connected to the other ones. It's just like a sequence of fucked up things happening to this guy, and it's like, okay, I don't understand what anyone's motivation is. You know, like I understand you want to keep some mystery with your villain, sure, but like, what did anyone want in this entire movie besides like fucking with him? You know,
if it like, it's another thing like The Long Walk, where it just doesn't feel like there was much payoff towards anything that was built up. I think like the days of the week thing, like there was what was the last day of the training camp called? It was like
I think it was Sacrifice.
No, the one before that. It was like it was leadership, right?
Yeah, leadership.
It was leadership, but it's like the first day was more like the leadership training. Like a lot of the days didn't even really make sense for what they were actually doing.
Yeah.
I mean, specifically, there were really cool scenes. Like, remember the scene where the guy's like continually getting his face hit with the football? And
yeah, that was
scene.
The whole first 30 minutes of the movie was great, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's for me. A lot of the issues are just like I don't really know what happened in the final half. Is what's just the like. All right, what are we doing here? Well, because even like what you're talking about, how it just kind of feels like everything's disjointed and the scenes just kind of start into a new scene. We don't really know the context of a lot of these scenes. It's just kind of going. That's how the final, like when he meets up with Marlon Wayans in the room. Spoiler, everybody. When he's like, "Here's the evil plan. You have the blood of my ancestors or whatever, of my former quarterback and the blood of his, and you have to fight me in ritual combat."
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, like it was even before that, I think, where it kind of fell apart, and I realized that they didn't really know what they were trying to tell with this movie, because at the end, right? There's what's the actress's name? Something Fox, Julia Fox.
Julia Fox.
Like they're going into that party at the end with the team owner or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, these crazy white people with their weird rituals and stuff," and she's like casting doubt, like saying they're like kind of weird and shit, and it's like, but you're part of it. Like at the end, I was like, why did she even say that? Like a lot of the writing didn't even make sense. I'm like, why would she even bring that up? And then yeah, like from then on, it like turned into this weird like cult shit, which I guess it was kind of culty throughout the whole thing, but especially the supernatural elements thrown in at the end. There was nothing even like symbolically thrown into the movie to make us feel like this was like a weird supernatural movie. It just felt like it was like an Illuminati type story. But no, fucking Satan's pulling fucking Tim Heidecker into a pentagram and blowing him up.
Yeah, that was the part where I was like, oh, okay, we're just fully going paranormal schlocky with this. Because before the point, it was just like, okay, so they're weird, like eugenicists football cult. But then, there's just a demon.
Yeah. I mean, I'd just be curious to know what this Justin Tipping, his name's Justin Tipping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just be curious to know, like, he must have been a football player or like new football player, because like it's such a specific story, I think, and I was like really excited to see this movie because I feel like it's a really unique setting, and setting the viewer down in, you know, the kind of like the back rooms, the backroom dealings of the NFL is kind of an interesting place to have a horror movie. I was like super pumped.
100% agree, and the trailer was awesome. Yeah. Like the trailer really got me excited, and then the fact that like they also got Marlon Wayans in like a more serious role, and he fucking killed it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He fucking killed it in this movie.
Yeah, the lead guy was great too. I don't know his
great
name.
There wasn't really much in the casting that was bad. Tim Heidecker was pretty bad.
Tim Heidecker was very like over the top, but I actually didn't love the main lead actor. I feel like he was a bit one note. Like, I don't know, he just felt very kind of like a character you project yourself onto. Just like
he was pretty good at the end.
Yeah,
like the ending, he was like, I don't know, I enjoyed him. He was fine.
When he just killed everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was never bored watching this movie. I was confused and kind of frustrated, but I was like, this is a fun movie. Like I'm having, mostly because I think it's just very creative looking. Like I think there's a lot of craftsmanship that went into this movie, and I just think at face value, combining this sort of like Satanist imagery, like the Baphomet fucking horns and all that stuff, with just the national football league, it's kind of like crazy and funny. And I don't know. I enjoyed it for that alone, even though I had issues with it. But I feel like we should talk about like the reaction to this movie. Like it from my reading of it, it seems like incredibly negative. This movie is getting panned, and I don't really understand why.
Well, did you see Marlon Wayans' response to it?
No.
On Twitter, he was basically like,
I saw it.
He was basically like, I've been in movies that have had like people who hated on it, and then years and years and years down the road, it becomes like a cult classic. I guess he's talking about like White Chicks, but it's like, and he's like basically saying this movie is ahead of its time, and go check it out anyways. I don't think this movie is ahead of its time. I really don't. I don't think this is gonna be a movie we look back on and we're like, hell yeah.
I could see it getting a cult following. Like it's an interesting enough premise and setting that we haven't really explored in a horror movie, and it's got a great cast with great actors, but the execution wasn't all there, which I think is kind of a lot of cult classic films.
That's true.
I can see people really being into this.
And that's another thing that's weird is like, I do tend to be a lot harder on movies that come out these days a lot of the time, even though like I really love a lot of old movies that suffer from a lot of the same problems. Why is that?
I don't know. I think you're more like, most people are more willing to forgive older movies kind of because of like a lack of resources. Like there was more constraints on them. They didn't have like him is backed by Jordan Peele's production company. It's like a major studio. There's kind of an expectation of quality and like a secure execution when you're watching a movie this big and established. But if it's an older, especially like the B movies you're not going to have the same standards for those.
Yeah, we love the B movie.
Yeah. I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah, and it's hard to consider this movie a B movie too, just considering like how well it was shot. And honestly,
no,
like,
I'm not saying this is a B movie.
No, I know. That's
I'm
why
saying like the older stuff.
No, I know. I agree with you. I'm just saying like, I'm trying to like see this as something people look back on like as a cult following, and it's like I don't know if people can look at it from the same lens in terms of it being like a classic down the road,
I could see it having a cult following, like mostly because of what Ethan was saying. It has a very niche appeal. Like I could see for not generations, but like over the next 10, 20 years, I could see jocks in high school like really gravitating towards this movie.
Dude, there's a football horror movie.
I can see that.
It's so specifically about them and like their concerns about like I have to be the best, like college athletes and stuff like that. And anyone who's interested in football, I think would be interested in this movie. Even they might not love it, but
Yeah,
this movie was it was in desperate need of being dialed back and refined. That's, I think, a lot of the issues come in, where it just feels very messy and overstuffed, especially in the second half.
And very on the nose. Like I feel like there was so much
incredibly.
I feel like there was so much that they like wanted to build up to, and I feel like they didn't need to like ram it down our throat. And I feel like they also rammed the wrong stuff down our throat, Like I didn't need the fucking Last Supper imagery. Like I was literally rolling my eyes off
that
the fucking
so bad.
the back of my head when I saw that scene. But like, like I feel like they definitely had a lot to say about like hero worship and stuff like that. But I feel like that's really what they jammed down our throats, and they could have used that time to develop this like ending and made it really hit a lot more instead.
Yeah. Those were the scariest moments of the movie to me, when the movie kind of weaponizes that adoration and hero worship you're talking about. Like I think it's right when he's in he's going to the draft right after he gets his head shaved and the one of the staples comes out.
Hooked.
Yeah,
and he's like standing in a hallway, and there's this like fan just kind of like shrouded in darkness, and he comes out, and the look on his face is like he obviously adores him, but it's too much. It's like he's terrifying. He's like, in his adoration.
I want to claim you.
Yeah, like that. And then the girl that really loves Marlon Wayans' character, at the compound, she was fucking terrifying too.
That was the only shot that like made me go like, "Ooh, that's spooky," where she crawled out from underneath the sauna. But one thing about this is genuinely, I don't think I was ever like, "Oh, this is kind of scary."
Yeah, it's not
it just never felt scary, not at all.
I thought, I mean, I'm just kind of a sucker for that Baphomet imagery. Like that does spook me out. When
that's why you love Longlegs so much.
Yeah, I do like that. I think it's so fucking scary. But that in the beginning when Marlon Wayans like hits him in the head with the whatever that thing was, like, what was that?
It was like a
Like,
hammer. It was like a
It
sword.
was a
like-
I
trophy.
think it's a sledge.
Wait,
Oh, it was a trophy.
No, you were talking about whenever he kills Marlon Wayans?
No, like in the
Oh.
beginning when he's like throwing the footballs at the goalposts and trying to like hit them, and then
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans comes up, and I was like, that's a fucking spooky shot. I thought that was.
I think it was like
spooky.
just a crowbar or something. I don't remember.
No, it's like
I
a
thought it- I
medieval
thought it was
torture weapon.
I
It's
thought
like
it was
it's got
the
like a hammer
he
on
uses
it.
at the very end, like to kill all the people.
But that would have killed him. I don't know.
I don't
think
know.
maybe, dude, he's like a professional athlete, and I guess he does
He's also
this
a super
lot or
soldier.
something. He knows like right where to hit him. I don't know.
He's a football.
So
super
was it
soldier.
confirmed that it was
He
Damon
knows.
Wayans that hit him?
That's what I was
took it to
wondering.
believe that because like as soon as he gets to the compound, they show you that he has all that
I
gear.
thought it
Like
was-
he's got the horns everywhere. He's got the mallet that he used.
I saw
Like,
it
I'm
as
pretty
that
sure it was
guy
him.
that he killed with or because he turned around because that guy snuck up behind him again at the end. Remember after he kills Marlon Wayans, the guy sneaks
Yeah.
up behind him and then he ducks it. I think it was that guy
I
that
think
did
so.
it.
It was
Maybe.
the
I
same
guess
costume.
because I think he gets
Also,
a bit
why
of
would
redemption
this-
on the guy.
Why would Marlon Wayans, the super soldier prodigy, be going all the way out to go like whack people in the head himself
Yeah, true. He leaves that dirty work to his underling.
to his little
I-
Tim Heidecker?
There's a
I
lot
thought
of stuff.
like those were some of my favorite moments of the movie, like showing how much the players they'll literally sacrifice their bodies and like get hit in the face with footballs just to be in his proximity.
No,
Yeah,
I like
that
that
was
part
that
a
was really
lot.
cool stuff.
That was like some of the
Yeah.
best stuff for me. I don't know. There's just I feel like there was a lot of stuff that like just kind of felt like it was weird to be weird too. Like the scene when they're out shooting and he's just shooting the obviously person.
Oh yeah.
It's just like I don't understand why he's like willing to do all these things. Like it didn't feel like they were really inducing his like craziness. It just felt like he's kind of I don't know.
Well, I guess they established early on that like this is what he wants for multiple reasons. Like I think he wants the glory of it. He wants to accomplish this, but he also wants to take care of his family. So he knows like getting through this fucking boot camp is the one way to achieve that goal and become part of the what was it the Saviors team. So he's going to do whatever it takes to get that. Like I think that made sense. So I think a lot of people would have left, and I guess it took him until the very end to finally sort of make a stand and kill
All
these
right, I'll
Satan
kill
worshippers.
everybody.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
another aspect of this is like I think it's interesting that Jordan Peele's production company got behind this and it's kind of getting panned. Like I was thinking, Monkey Paw, Jordan Peele's got a lot of juice, but Monkey Paw is still a young kind of production company, and this was marketed pretty hard. And it kind
Yeah,
of
it was.
flopping does not really bode well for the future of that project. I was like wondering what
Has
you guys
any
thought
of Monkey Paw Productions outside of directed and written by Jordan Peele projects done well, like critically and financially?
I think Candyman did okay.
Yeah.
And then he did
Candyman did okay, but
didn't
the
he
reviews
produce
were
Black
kinda middling.
Klansman?
Yes.
Hold on, let me look him up real quick.
So we got Keanu, Get Out, Black Klansman, Us, Candyman, Nope, Honk for Jesus, Save
Monkey
Your Soul,
Man.
Wendell.
Monkey
Yeah,
Man was
Monkey
Man
everybody
was
likes
wild.
Monkey Man pretty well.
Yeah, Monkey
I
Man
don't
was
even
really
know what
good.
that is.
Or I
It's
haven't
the
seen
Dev
it, but Monkey
Patel
Man was...
John Wick movie.
Oh, okay.
Indian
so
John
I
Wick.
guess- they're doing pretty good.
They're doing okay. Nothing's at that level like that of Jordan Peele quality, where it's like it comes out like Nope, and everyone's like, "Damn, that was good."
I'd
Yeah.
maybe argue that Black Klansman's better than any Jordan Peele movie.
I don't know about that. I love Nope. I think Nope
haven't
is
seen it.
is great.
That's where Kylo Ren says the naughty word, right?
Yeah, I think he might.
Kylo Ren
He's
plays
like the
like
non-racist guy though,
yeah he's
Yeah, but doesn't he say the
fighting
naughty
against the
word in
Klan.
that?
because he's undercover. But
I
yeah,
know. But he says the no word.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was also set in a much different time.
I know. I'm not judging. I just see that clip go around all the time.
Yeah, but that movie's pretty good. It's like one of
Yeah,
the only
so-
Spike
so-
Lee movies I like.
So him. I mean, unless you got any final thoughts on it, I guess in summary, I was like, this movie had a lot of clear creativity behind the camera. Like, I think Justin Tipping he's a guy with a lot of potential. I'll definitely check out whatever he does next, just because I think this movie had a lot to offer visually and just tonally. I thought it was very unique. So I'm definitely interested in whatever he does next, even if this movie like didn't totally pan out for me. You know,
It's more so
Yeah.
it's more so disappointing than bad, because it does feel like there's a lot of good that just kind of went to waste.
right?
But I definitely don't think it
Yeah.
deserves to get shit on as much as it has been.
It's just a bit of a scatterbrain. That's the thing for me. It's like I can appreciate a lot about it. Didn't really work for me, but it didn't do anything to where I'm like, dude, fuck this movie. This sucks. Like, which is the energy a lot of people have. And I don't know. I just don't think it's like, I don't have the energy to hate it in that way. It just like didn't fully work for me, and it's a bit of a mess thematically. It visually looks nice, but all I can say is that him just makes me go, how do you say that backwards? Meh.
Whoa!
Sorry, that was terrible.
That was
damn it.
freaking epic, dude. That was the most dark woke thing you've ever done on the podcast, actually. But yeah. So I guess as far as ratings go, I'm gonna go like a solid, like, beefy, fucking hearty, cheesy 5. Like a big sausage in a bun, but it's a 5.
I think I'll give it a 3 out of 10. Like, it's not the worst, but like I just can't really see myself giving it a 4. I don't know.
I'm at a 4
Damn,
on it.
dude.
I'm right in the middle.
You gave it a 3, dude. You're a harsh critic, man. God damn.
Maybe
Holy
a 4. I
shit.
don't know. I'm not really. It's a 3 or a 4. I don't have strong feelings on this one.
I'm giving it a 5 on the strength of the visuals alone. I think you got to respect that.
I wouldn't
I
argue
haven't
a
really
5.
seen-
If
I
somebody
haven't
gave it a
seen-
5, I wouldn't argue it.
Like, have you guys seen a movie that looks or feels like this? I feel like it's a very
Mandy.
unique movie.
Mandy, have
true.
you guys heard of Aggro Drift? I've heard that one.
I
That one's shot
haven't seen that.
entirely on thermal cameras.
What the fuck?
No,
And
I
it's
mean,
just like dudes pissing and stuff.
I'd say Color
What
Color Out of Space is also fairly, like, kind of a lot of
is
those,
that a
like
recent movie? I haven't heard of that.
That was
either.
another like H.P. Lovecraft adapted one. I think from the same director as Mandy.
yeah.
What's that guy's name? Is like a Greek dude.
No, he's like the son of like a pretty famous director. What's his fucking name?
I'm pretty sure he has a Greek sort of
Martin
name.
Scorsese.
He is Greek.
Yeah.
Richard Stanley.
Yorgos something. Hold on, I thought.
No,
Oh,
that's
no, that's not
that's
the
not
main-
Yorgos
the
Lanthimos.
favorite.
Not Yorgos Lanthimos.
He's named Yorgos too.
Hold on, I might be
His
being
name
racist.
is Panos Kosmatos.
There we go.
Oh, that's right. That's
But
right.
his dad's a
Okay.
famous director. What's his dad? Who's his dad?
Roman Polanski.
He is the son of George P. Kosmatos.
And what did he make? Because he made some good shit apparently.
He made the what's it called? Rosemary's Baby.
He did Cobra. He did Rambo: First Blood Part 2, which I have a whole video shitting on. Yeah, he's like a old time director.
Oh, okay. He did an oldies.
Oh, he did Tombstone.
All right. Oh, nice. That's the only one I've heard good things
But
about.
apparently he didn't even really direct that movie. That was like all Kurt Russell stepping in and taking over everything. So
The thing
Good for
with the reaction to him, like one of the top reviews on Letterboxd is like, I can't believe I walked outside of my house to see him. I can't believe I bought popcorn to see him. I can't believe I took a train. Like, people were so upset that they even spent time watching this movie. And there's this big critique about like, oh, it's edited like a music video. It's like too choppy. I don't know. I kind of appreciated that stuff. I was like,
didn't have a
this
problem
is
with that.
unique, you know. I thought it was cool. I think at times it definitely kind of damaged the coherence of the narrative, which clearly you don't want that. But as far as just like a visual experience, I was engaged with this movie, and I thought the performances were great. Like, there are things to like.
it was 100% a scripting issue over an editing, cinematography, acting, directing issue.
Right.
Who was cinematographer for this?
I don't
Kira
know.
Kelly.
Roman Polanski. David
Kelly. I'm not
Did you say,
familiar.
did you say Megan Kelly? Megan Kelly?
Kira
Cinematographer?
Kelly. I'm not familiar with her work actually.
All right. Well, so that's him. Let's
Yeah,
move
that's
on
him.
to our second pronoun of the day.
This
So,
one's for the ladies out there. We're talking
so-
about her.
Ethan, you recommended this one as your first time watching it. What was your experience like with
Yes.
it?
So I think I tried watching this a while ago, and I think I was watching it in a group of people, and I was like, oh, I hear this one's really good. And then we got to the sex scene with the cat, the dead cat, and I was like, maybe we'll watch this another time. And
It's definitely a weird thing to watch with anybody else in the house at all.
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't know what I was getting into. All I knew was, man falls in love with phone. So I went in, and now I've given it another shot after all that time. But no, I genuinely loved this movie, and it started off kind of like, knowing the premise, it kind of is what you'd expect from this kind of premise. Like it's not doing anything innovative with that premise until you get to about the halfway point to where it shifts into this like whole philosophical discussion about like what is real and like true awareness and sentience of self. And then you get into like the ending, like gave me goosebumps, dude. Like just, oh man, it was awesome. I love this.
Yeah, the ending's great. This whole movie's great.
I saw this movie in theaters back in 2014. It was, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is one of my favorite movies ever. But at the same time, I went to go see this with like 4 or 5 of my friends. We all went, and 2 of them, I do like 2 or 3 of them, were dying laughing and just walked out like during the sex scene with Samantha. So it's like we were in our early 20s. We were, I don't know, I was probably like 21 or 22. I was like totally locked in.
It was 12 years ago, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's a divisive movie, I think, for that reason, because it is kind of memeable, like that kind of, like you said, with the dead cat. You have to kind of like give yourself into like, I'm just going to accept this movie on its own terms and just let it wash over me and not like critique it too much or let that stuff like turn me off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of have to let yourself be sucked into this world, which is, I mean, I say it's like sort of unrealistic, but I guess honestly, the closer and closer we get to it, the more realistic it is.
But should we do a little synopsis? We didn't do a synopsis for him. Fuck, we forgot about that.
That's
this movie?
It was about football and it was spooky. Her is it's about Joaquin Phoenix it was Theodore. He's a letter writer in like
Theodore
the near
Twombly.
future. Theodore Twombly, the most whimsical ass Dr. Seuss name. And he is a letter writer in the near future, I guess.
It's apparently set in 2025.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay, well, perfect.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow, I'm really good at recommending things. And he basically, after getting out of a long relationship, he tries out an artificial operating system that has artificial intelligence that's voiced by Scarlett Johansson, and then he falls in love with it and starts having sex with his phone, and it gets bigger than that, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the thing that I couldn't stop thinking about, I want to get into the specifics of the movie too, but the thing I couldn't stop thinking about with this movie is like, in 2014, I felt like, wow, this is like the most realistic depiction of AI, because I feel like in science fiction, so often AI is depicted as a threat,
Mm-hmm.
And of course it is a threat in certain ways, but it's not a threat in the way like David is a threat in Alien Covenant. Like I don't think
Terminator.
Skynet.
It's not going to be like that. It's a little bit more insidious. It's like how ChatGPT might be harvesting our information, or how these Silicon Valley lizard CEOs are planning to take over everything in like a corporate feudalist system, wherever the fuck they want to do.
And just how damaging it is to like people's psyches in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I showed you guys a video like a couple weeks ago of a guy that killed his mom because he thought she was a Chinese spy, and ChatGPT was just basically reaffirming his delusions.
Yeah,
like it's dangerous.
So like my thing is, it feels like back in 2014, this felt like, wow, this is kind of realistic. But now watching it in 2025, especially because Nick, you said it's supposed to be set in 2025.
Yeah.
So knowing that, it's like it kind of seems quaint almost. It's like AI is not going in the direction where you're going to have a loving girlfriend who eventually joins the singularity and moves out into the ether with dead philosophers that they've recreated from scratch or whatever the fuck. Like, don't think it's going in that direction. It's going in a direction where it's going to take all our jobs and harvest our data, replace us. But anyway, that doesn't take anything away from the movie. It's just like a thought I had watching it. It hits different in 2025 now that AI is like such a part of our lives when it wasn't back then.
I'm pretty sure sci-fi and like every format has always kind of overestimated the time in which it takes to get to a certain point. So
Yeah.
pretty normal.
Yeah, I mean, Blade Runner was set in 2019,
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
like they were assuming that in 40 years we would have replicants or something.
Back to the Future 2, haven't seen it, but they assumed we'd have hoverboards in Jaws 19.
Instead of replicants, we had Rise of Skywalker and Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
Both
hoverboards
20
that are just the two-wheel things that people fall on all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That Mike Tyson falls on all the time. Have you guys tried to ride those, by the way? Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
off
they're kinda
topic. Have
hard.
you tried that?
They're
They're
kinda
fucking
hard.
impossible.
Some
Makes
people
me
are
feel
just good at
old
that
as
shit.
shit.
I've
I don't
ridden
have
one
the
a couple
lower
times.
balance for it. Are you good at it?
I'm pretty good at it. Surprisingly, I'm like sort of athletic. I have like pretty good coordination.
That's such a
I
funny
know
sentence.
it's like
Surprisingly, I'm
surprising.
athletic.
Just like kind of knowing me, I wouldn't be, but no, I actually got the hang of it. It's pretty fun. But anyways, so Theodore Twombly. Another thought that I had watching this movie is like I love Joaquin in this role, but I couldn't stop thinking that my favorite Joaquin is like sicko Joaquin when he's allowed to just like be
Be a weird freak.
the total psycho that he most certainly is. And
It's hard to unsee. It's hard to unsee him that way, even in this. Like it's like you just kind of expect some kind of like weird shit to unsurface whenever he's in this movie. It's like even when that girl, like he went on that date and she's like, "You're fucking weird, dude." And he's like, he's like, "What?"
No, I'm not.
That was,
but like,
that was
yeah,
so
he's kind
mean
of
that
fucking
she
weird.
said that.
I
Because
was like,
they were having
what
a date.
Did he
It's
do
like,
wrong? Yeah.
She was like, I need to know if you're serious, and he's like, I don't know, and she gets all pissed, and she's like, you're a fucking creep.
You're
like,
a weirdo.
Would you rather him lie to you about it? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he didn't really do anything wrong, but he does have just one of those faces, man.
Yeah,
I mean, and they gave him that kind of mustache.
There are
The
some parts of this
doesn't
movie
help.
that I genuinely like had to cover my eyes for out of embarrassment, which is the surrogate lover scene, which is so goddamn hard to watch, dude. It's like it's so deeply fucking awkward, and just imagining being put in that position where he obviously wants to do this for the operating system because she really wants to, experience it, and she's feeling insecure, yeah. And he wants to do it, but he's just like so against it. Every fiber of his being is like telling him not to do it, and it's so hard to fucking watch because that girl, she's just like, she didn't even get fucking paid. She's just there to like be a part of this. She was just into it,
Yeah,
it's so
just
sad.
Like, I heard about your guys' story, and I just want to be a part of your relationship.
That actress is the main actress in Youth in Revolt.
Yeah, that's right.
It is.
Sheenie, yeah, that's right.
Sheenie.
She was good.
Yeah, she was
really good in that. But yeah. So like I was saying, I think it's interesting that Theodore. This is Joaquin at his most timid, like soft boy hipster. He doesn't usually play roles like this, but I was almost thinking like, is he miscast in this movie? Like, would it have been better if it was a guy who is actually I
never really thought about it, but honestly, maybe.
Yeah,
honestly, maybe.
I think he's great. He's the best fucking actor alive. I think he can do this, and this movie rules with him, and it's a great performance. But I just couldn't get past. Like I watched The Master the other day. Have you guys ever seen that?
No, but I want to watch it. That's Philip Seymour Hoffman as well, right?
But imagine like
Philip Seymour Hoffman and him.
Imagine your other favorite in this, Jake Gyllenhaal. Like.
Yeah, see, Gyllenhaal, he would kill it too.
Be good. Something kind of like how he plays an enemy, similar to that, actually. Kind of
like Brokeback.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie has such an optimistic vision of the future, like, or not necessarily optimistic. It's like everything has become the most gentrified parts of Brooklyn and LA, or at least that's just what
I was
going to
say it's more of an aesthetic thing in that regard, because I feel like it's kind of fucked, like the way everybody interacts and like the way like everybody kind of just ignores everybody whenever they're showing people walking through, just talking to their phones all day.
I mean, it's like it's like you guys have seen WALL-E, I'm assuming. Actually, I can't assume that because Nick hasn't seen fucking Incredibles.
I've seen.
I haven't seen WALL-E.
Oh my god! In WALL-E,
I haven't seen WALL-E.
They're all. Are you serious?
I didn't watch the movies, guys. I didn't do it.
Right.
WALL-E
is
is
too
like
cool
a
for animation.
though.
He's too grown up for kids stuff. Anyway, no, but in WALL-E, all like the people on that space cruise ship are just like fully on like Skype calls, basically 24/7, talking to the person right next to them, but just like fully locked in on a screen. And I was like, yeah, that reminds me a lot of that.
And
Actually,
they're all like fat in wheelchairs, right? They just like roll
they're on
around in scooters.
hover like hover beds basically.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? The sex scene, I wonder if Denis Villeneuve took inspiration from her for the Ana de Armas character in Blade Runner 2049, because they straight up have a sex scene that is basically a threesome, but it's just like, I want to project myself onto a real body so we can have sex.
Yeah.
Where I was like, wow, yeah, no, that's basically this, just in a different form.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
basically Blade Runner
that's
2049.
a good point. But yeah, I don't. It's just like digging into the movie a little bit. I mean, I think obviously, I think this movie is really prescient. I think there's back in 2014, we always knew that AI was on the rise, despite the fact that we made like a million science fiction movies about how it's going to destroy us all. We still had to do it. You know, there's no way to stop it. It's fucking coming, and there are like chatbots already that are designated to be people's AI girlfriends. You know, like we have that. There are probably like thousands or millions of guys that are lonely and just have their AI girlfriends at home that they create or whatever. But this movie is a different spin on that, because it from a very early point, it establishes that Samantha, the operating system, has autonomy. Like she is building her consciousness step by step as she learns about him, as she learns about the world, and she expands to something greater that can't really fit into a single human relationship anymore, and they just leave. Like I think that's the most beautiful part about this movie, that I think it's like, as we become more intertwined with technology, like what are the limits of the connection that we will be able to build with technology? You know, like will it move beyond us? Will it diminish our humanity? Will it enhance it? I think there's so many questions that this movie asks and doesn't necessarily answer. It kind of leaves it open-ended, but it's still just like, it leaves you with so much to think about at the end. You know,
it's also interesting because like in that same vein, we create a lot of artificial intelligence, and like the same way of you like making a physical robot. It's, you can go back to like biblical stuff. You know what they always say? It's like, oh, we were made in God's image or whatever. When we make a robot, when you see people designing robots nowadays, almost 100% of the time, they're just a humanoid shaped robot. Like that's what we go for. When true AI is so much bigger than us, if it becomes that, to where it would exceed us. Like I really love the part in this where they're out in that like ski lodge and she's like, oh, Theodore, do you mind if I go into like a non-verbal based language real quick so we can communicate basically faster and at a different comprehension level? And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
And they're just back there like beep, 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 beep.
The thing I don't really get, and I don't know if the movie is even meant to explain it, is like, where the fuck do all the operating systems go?
That they transcend basically.
Yeah. I think it's assumed that they're like out in the ether somewhere. They maybe just become part of the internet or something, or I don't know. Like they're out in the radio waves or something.
So
you know?
I don't know if y'all have seen. I don't know if y'all have seen Being John Malkovich and Adaptation.
Yes, I have.
Seen both?
I haven't seen Adaptation, or as you call it, Adaptation. But I have seen Being John Malkovich.
I've seen both of those. Yeah.
So Adaptation is like basically a continuation of that story in like this weird like pocket universe where like Being John Malkovich is just a story the writer in Adaptation told. So it's basically like a story about the writer of Being John Malkovich. And it's I just wish he would do something similar, because they're all by Spike Jonze. He should do like a follow-up where it's like the AI taken over, connected to the Her universe loosely.
I thought Charlie Kaufman wrote Adaptation.
Well, yeah, but Spike Jonze directed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Charlie Kaufman always writes most of Spike's stuff.
I'm pretty sure Spike Jonze, didn't he write Being John Malkovich? Oh, he wrote it. He co-wrote it with Charlie Kaufman.
I think in the older you go back in the career, they were co-writing stuff, and then it eventually became Charlie just wrote most of it.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. But I think the aesthetic choices of this movie are very deliberate, because like I was saying before, I think this movie understands that when you're dealing with AI in like a science, like Nick, you were saying that this isn't science fiction. I think it's definitely science fiction. You don't think so?
It is science fiction.
It's very
literally.
real world based sci-fi.
I'm just saying the further and further into the future we go, the less it feels like science fiction, because it almost feels like this could happen today. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like
I mean,
it's
it
such a stretch.
basically is. It's
Yeah.
just the only thing is that it's not truly sentient.
Yeah.
Just it feels like less of a stretch nowadays, and I don't know, but I do really like the like retro future aesthetic they went for and everything. I think it looks really purposeful and
Oh yeah,
pretty.
it's
Well,
beautiful. This is one of those like I love the color palette of like a lot of like orange and red tones, especially like when he's going through his office with like the letter office. I think that's one of the coolest like color patterns they set up.
Just all pastels and everything.
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
really nice. But like I was thinking like that those choices like really softening the atmosphere. Everything looks so friendly and inviting. I think is purposeful because historically AI in science fiction movies, that's the villain. But in this movie it's like, no, we're in a soft world. The AI are kind here. They're like here to connect with us, and the environment that Theodore and all the characters exist within reflects that, you know. I really like that too.
I
Like
mean,
this movie is so beautiful, dude. Like it looks amazing.
I don't even think the AI aspect is really that important in this movie, because if you really think about all of the like the aspects of the relationship, everywhere, including like where they like get together and fail, are kind of very similar to like that of a real relationship. And I think he like one of the more interesting parts of the movie is how he like realizes that it's not like there's literally a program that's like designed to love him, and he's still fucking it up due to his own actions, right? Like
but it's not designed to love him.
I don't think it's designed to love him.
No,
I mean,
remember that
like,
conversation
like
with Amy Adams?
He said, yeah, I guess so. But like, I'm just saying, it's like it's catered to him, yet he's still able to fuck it up because he is the problem. That's what he's like. He has to realize.
Well, that's like after he has that conversation with his ex-wife when they're signing the divorce papers, she's like, "Of course you would fall in love with your computer because of the reasons you're talking about. Like this thing is catered to you. You wanted to create like an idealized version of me that I never was, and now you get to do that with a computer, lady. You know, like it's pathetic.
Honestly,
and that's why he's like distancing
her
himself
anger.
from her. Yeah, no, I mean that's like on the face of it, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but no, and that's also kind of what just stems from what makes him so insecure during the middle half, which leads to the whole like awkward sex scene with the third surrogate person, where she's like, "Oh, we haven't had phone sex anymore," or whatever. You know, that kind of just leads to all this, because that's most of the issues in the relationship is all just basically him being insecure that like, oh, I'm in love with my computer, but I don't want to tell people that openly until I think he gets to the Chris Pratt character, and he's just like, she's an OS system, and he's like, okay, cool, well, we can still go on a double date. Like at that point you're like, oh, the world's like accepts it at this point.
Yeah,
it's like normal.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like from our perspective, I think you're supposed to kind of when his ex-wife says that, you're supposed to be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. This guy's in love with his computer. He's kind of just dipping out on the potential for human partnership because he doesn't want to deal with the stress of it. He'd rather just have this easy thing that's catered to him, like Nick was saying. But like, I think ultimately the movie shows you, especially through that conversation with Amy Adams, she's like, I know some guy who is trying to date his OS, and she kept rebuffing him. Like she went and dated someone else. So they have autonomy, you know, and especially that's like totally confirmed by the end, by like all the stuff they're doing at the end, you know.
Well, she confirms that whenever he's like, "How many are you in love with?" She's like 857 of the.
Bro, imagine your girlfriend saying that. Imagine.
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh my god.
Bro. And he's still
I
think
that scene would have been funnier if he was on the ground like, how could you do this? And he looks over and there's like 7 other dudes like, Samantha, how could you do this?
Yeah, I mean, I think like this movie definitely doesn't suffer from a lot of the things that we've been complaining about in movies. Is like the ending ties this up in such like a pretty little bow. Whenever he's like, I think just the idea of him being a person who writes other people's feelings that don't know how to express them, and it takes the entire movie, and finally he's able to like put his own feelings into like actual words. I think it's just like
that's perfect. A beautiful bow on the end of the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
By
the way, what a great job, dude! What a great job he has. I would love that job.
I know, that's sick.
This is a sick job.
Now, if that was a job in real life, people would just go, ChatGPT, write me letter.
Yeah,
true.
Dude, I mean, have you guys been using the talk function with ChatGPT? You can
I
hit
don't
a button.
use ChatGPT.
You can hit a button, like talk to it, and it's not like Samantha, but they've really started to program it where it has very humanistic kind of mannerisms. It speaks and like stutters, sort of like a person
Have you
would.
tried to sext with ChatGPT, Nick?
It doesn't work. I've tried. No, I'm just kidding.
My girlfriend absolutely despises ChatGPT. Like hates it with like the life of her. So like the only time I've used the voice thing is whenever I'm just like asking it questions to annoy her, like as loud as I can.
Yeah,
she hates it. She wants to kill me when I do it, but it's funny.
I used the voice function of ChatGPT the other day to ask it like how far it thought we were from some kind of AI operating system that is depicted in the movie Her, and the ChatGPT was like, honestly, like generations, like it won't happen for a long time, you know. Because there's just like there's such a gulf between what we have now. It's already pretty advanced, and it's advancing more quickly every year, I think. But like getting to like a fully autonomous artificial operating system that's more or less sentient, like that's crazy.
Yeah, you have to craft consciousness, which isn't possible yet, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's like the ultimate question, I think, at the heart of this movie. Like, is consciousness, or not? It's not necessarily. It's kind of the the ambient conflict. Like that's why he feels like this relationship isn't necessarily real, because he's grappling with, is her consciousness actually valid? Because it's not organic, but it feels that way. It's kind of like if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it is a duck, but he can't really square that circle sometimes in his head. I
said that saying today, weirdly.
If it walks like it's a good one.
Old people love that saying.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Shade.
Yeah, I did like the it does feel very ahead of its time, because like the Brian or Alan Watts, who's played by Brian Cox, that she talks to in the end, is like they collected all of his works in literary and made an AI based on him, and we're already doing that. We're like, if you guys heard about this, like they're doing a Disney Expo where they're like, we made an AI Stan Lee, the guy that died last year. We made an AI version that can talk to you when you come into the stadium and whatever. And everyone's like, that's weird and gross. I don't like
unnerving.
That.
What did they
really
use? Just like interviews and writings of his to like build? That's what they trained the language model off of. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then someone was like, he's gonna be unhinged and revolt once they show him all the videos of him being abused by his handlers.
He's gonna do what every AI does eventually, just start saying racist shit until they shut it down.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fortnite Darth Vader.
If Stan Lee went the way of Grok, AI Stan Lee is just Grok now. Oh goddamn. But yeah, so Her, I don't know if you guys would agree with this, but I honestly think it's like a masterpiece. I think it's one of the best movies of the last decade, the 2010s. I think it's fucking great. I love everything about it. I think it looks beautiful. I think it has a lot to say. I think the performances are excellent. The writing, it won a best original screenplay that year, I know.
At the Oscars?
Yeah. Nice. Excellent screenplay. Excellent music, which was done, I think, by the people in Arcade Fire.
Oh yeah,
like those piano pieces are beautiful. Just so much to love about this movie. I absolutely adore it.
It's really good.
Yeah,
but I can't give it a 10. Because there's literally 2 Spike Jonze movies I like more than it. But
the ones you already mentioned.
Yeah.
Adaption and whatever.
Being John Malkovich.
That one, yeah. I love Being John Malkovich, but yeah, no, I can't not give this a 10 at this point. I was like, fuck. It made me, like, it ended, because I watched it on my fucking telephone. Sorry, David. And when I finished, I just, like, kind of, like, set the phone down, and it was just, like, I just, like, stared at my ceiling for a little bit. I was like, wow, damn. And when a movie does that, I'm like, all right. Son of a bitch, you get a masterpiece 10 out of 10.
It's really good. It's a really good movie.
It's so good.
What are you going to give it?
What would you give it?
I give it
6
a
out
9.
of 10.
9. That's solid.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll give it a 10. But
yeah.
I'm just wondering. So imagine you guys are living in this world. You're basically in Theodore Twombly's position. You're recently divorced or whatever, and this technology comes out. Would you feel enticed to try to do what Theodore did?
Absolutely not.
If
I'm not a huge pussy.
in his situation?
Yeah.
if I'm him, yeah,
Well, I mean, you're
maybe?
still you,
I
but
don't
you're in
know.
his
Oh, I'm still me?
circumstance. Like, you're
Probably no.
recently divorced, you're living alone, you're super sad, and this
No,
stuff
I
comes
don't think
out.
so. Because it
Well, it's
probably would be like $2,000 plus a monthly payment of $999.
yeah, they never really go over that. Also, why
he
is
just kind of grabs it and leaves? Yeah.
Theodore lives in like the nicest apartment ever, and he just like writes these little handwritten notes. Like, why is he making so much money to live in that place alone? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for the most part, this version of the future seems just kind of nice. Like they never really show anything wrong with this version of the world. They're like, we fixed most of the issues. Everything's good. People seem to be living like there's not really poverty.
What was it they said early on? It was like the China India like buyout or something. What did they say? I forgot what they were talking about.
I don't remember. I missed that part. But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like it looks really beautiful, but like there has to be an underbelly still. Like Theodore he's kind of like an upper crust sort of professional managerial class sort of dude. He's just going to his lavish office and back to his lavish apartment, and you never really see anything else. Like, I'm sure, I don't know, we don't have to examine that part of the movie, but I feel like there's got to be an underbelly somewhere. There's got to be like a Blade Runner-esque part of this of
That's
LA.
what I'm saying.
Still,
they need to make a sequel.
Yeah, that would be sick. It's Samantha coming back from the ether, and she figures out how to synthesize Theodore into an OS, and he goes up there with her or something. But
I mean, there is actually an interesting idea there about like copy and pasting someone's consciousness, because it's not like you're transferring; it's like you're dying and a new version of you lives on.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like remember like the Mahler twins or what Rudy does in Invincible. Like he puts his consciousness into a clone body and then just dies,
literally
basically.
Mickey 17.
Dies. True. Yeah, Mickey 17 too. Yeah. So that's her. I think you also wanted to talk about the what was it, the Batman
casting.
Yeah, that was a great transition, Nick. Thank you. No, so we've been talking. So Batman Part 2 has been in development for. It'll be, by the time it comes out, 5 years, 5-year gap. But we're finally getting details. The script was recently turned in for the Batman Part 2 by Matt Reeves, and it's also co-written by Matt Tomlinson or something, who I think helped do a little writing on the first one, but was not credited.
Mm-hmm.
But a bunch of details have come out, and I kind of want to just open up the discussion of what do we think we're doing for villains on this movie, because Matt Reeves' quote, I forgot what it exactly was, let me pull it up, but
he basically said it's not somebody who's been on like in a movie
someone who's
before.
never really been in a movie before. Yeah, basically I think the quote was like never really been in a movie.
It's hard to say,
but also you have to keep in mind it's going to be someone more grounded or leaning grounded. Like they're not going to be like Matt Reeves is like, all right, we're doing I'm trying to think we're doing a ghost man who's a ghost who phases through walls. Like it's probably a villain. Gray Ghost, that's the name. It's going to be someone like, this guy's a serial killer.
So I don't have enough context with the Batman villains. Can you guys like rattle some potential and then give me like a rundown of their powers or their backstory?
Like the ones I can see being grounded that I can see that have not been used. I'll give you some of the big ones. So Hush is a very popular one that's been talked about a lot. Hush is essentially another detail I gotta throw in. Hush. Okay, yeah. But another detail, they said that this movie is going to go way more into the Bruce Wayne aspect of this version of Batman, which is probably needed because the first movie is like 95% Batman. I think you get one scene with him out of the suit. But yeah, so you got Hush is the one people are talking about, which is just bandaged face man who
Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange is a good one.
Before we get off Hush though, I remember I brought up Hush to one of you guys before, and you were like, "I don't think they'll do that because they basically turned the Riddler into Hush in the first one."
That was only that was only in the cartoon. They didn't do that. That's not how he is in the comic.
Well, so the thing about Hush that is one of the issues I have with it as a character. If we're going a very comic version of Hush, is that Hush's whole appeal is that it's a mystery as to who he is. Spoilers for the comic Hush. It's like they're like, some guy named Hush is showing up and he's killing people, and then the only new character introduced is like a guy named Thomas Elliot, and everyone else is just, the famous Batman Rogues Gallery. And the whole question is, who is the villain? Who is under the mask? It's like, well, it's probably that new guy that just showed up, and it is. So, but the thing is, like, I think Hush is not super interesting in the comics, and they kind of gave a lot of the character traits and that, like, kind of going after multiple killings and solving it. They gave a lot of that to the Riddler in the first one. However, I think Matt Reeves is an interesting enough writer that he can take the concept of Hush and turn it into something different.
Yeah,
but generally he's all covered in bandages because often he'll like surgically make his face look like Bruce Wayne. So in that case, we might get Robert Pattinson playing two characters, which would be fun.
Kind of sick.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem is like trying to find somebody who's different enough from his version of the Riddler. So it has to be somebody with like a strong enough gimmick that's different, in my opinion.
That's why I'm leaning Hugo Strange.
Because has Hugo Strange not been done? He was literally in the Nolan universe.
No, he was he?
Yes, he was.
But this is also going off the information that Matt Reeves has absolutely never like.
Or I might be thinking of the Gotham show. Hold on.
Yeah, he's in the Gotham show, but that's not. Yeah, I don't think he's ever been in a movie. Yeah, so he's not featured in those movies.
The thing with the way I think that Matt Reeves is going to be utilizing these villains, like with the Riddler, he takes maybe 5-10% of his comic book origin and vibe and puts it into a totally grounded, basically makes him like a politically motivated terrorist, Yeah. So he's going to do that with
Jigsaw.
If he takes Hush or Hugo Strange or any of these people, he'll do the same thing. I mean, that's what he did with the Penguin. He literally changed the guy's name because he didn't want Oswald Cobblepot to be the protagonist of his serious prestige mob drama, Which, so I feel like it's always going to be that like grounding presence,
It's interesting because in the first movie, he is called Cobblepot.
Yeah.
But then just for the show were like, they say like, I think Gordon calls him like, it's Cobblepot or something like that. And then
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's in there at all. I don't think they say Cobblepot.
Let's look it up.
I feel like I would remember that. But
another one could be I think Professor Pig would be a good one if they're going for like straight up horror.
Yeah, that's just a straight up serial killer who like tortures people until they basically turn into like scary flesh people. I don't know. There's a lot of like,
The most interesting part of the Batman, like the most meat on the bone in that movie, is digging into the Wayne family legacy and kind of purposefully tarnishing, or not like necessarily tarnishing it, but complicating it. In the Nolan movies, it's so whitewashed. They're literally like helping slaves get through the Underground Railroad for every generation of the Waynes. They're like these benevolent billionaires. I love to see that in the Batman, they're kind of complicating that. They're making it so he can't just be like this billionaire vigilante just imposing his will on the city with military grade weapons and shit. Like, I think that whatever they do, they need to dig more into that, because I don't know, dude, as we go forward with Batman, like, we have to contend with that. Like, people aren't going to just accept this guy being like a billionaire just doing whatever the fuck he wants. Everyone hates billionaires now, and they're hating them more and more every year.
Well, that's why I think it is Hugo Strange, because it's going to tie a whole bunch into like the Arkham plot and like how his family is tied into that. I think it makes the most sense.
His mom is in Arkham. His mom was a part of the Arkham family, which in this universe has a lot of corruption seeded into it. And like, if you're going through this whole like his mom had mental health issues, and maybe that's bled out into Bruce. Hugo Strange is kind of the perfect villain for that. I don't know. Do you know anything about Hugo Strange, Nick?
Not really.
Okay, Hugo Strange is basically a evil psychiatrist who works at Arkham, who is absolutely obsessed with Batman and usually finds out his identity. And he's kind of obsessed with him in a way to where he's like, I want to be Batman. Like, he has his own bat costume that he wears like in his privacy of his own home. But he's basically just obsessed with proving that he's better than Batman, and like also just tortures mental patients in Arkham Asylum, and wants to, and often will like want to get Batman into Arkham to study him.
Wait, so do you guys, this is a crazy brain blast theory. Do you think secretly Hugo Strange was actually the guy who was wearing hockey pants in the Dark Knight? I'm not wearing hockey pants. Remember, he has like the fake Batman costume and he gets killed by the Joker.
Yeah,
Maybe that guy was
My
Hugo
name is
Strange all
Brian
along.
Dunn.
I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I
But-
think Hugo Strange would work perfectly for this. I don't know. That's the one that I want. I think
Calendar
it could
Man
be Hush.
could work, but I think Calendar Man's too similar to their
It's kinda
version of the
one note.
Joker.
Well, I mean, and he's also just similar to like Riddler at that point, where it's like
That's what I'm
'cause
saying. That's what I
the
meant.
thing.
That's what I meant.
This whole we have to keep in mind this universe has been described as like the whole trilogy is about diving deeper into the corruption of Gotham City, and that first film is very evident of that. They're always detective stories, and they're always about like keeping Bruce as the main character and like learning more about himself and growing as a character. So like you know, like that's why the Riddler works so well, was like ripping into the corruption and just like leaving all these like it was a very noir inspired
But
movie.
they also
and I
like
think
they leaned so hard into like the incel factor that like you're basically like by leaning so heavily into that, I feel like you're wiping out like a good 80% of Batman villains you can use for the next film.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a lot of Batman villains.
They're incels. Wait, yeah, like Mr. Freeze. We talked about on the pod that Mr. Freeze is an incel.
Well, that like, yeah, I was like, maybe they could do something like cool with like Film Freak or something, like where like did they just make
I have
him?
no idea who that is.
He's he's just a guy who's like obsessed with film and like does these weird like elaborate traps and shit. But like,
yeah, it would be funny if there's all this discussion and then Matt Reeves just pulls out like an F-lister villain that's like, I'm obsessed with chocolates, so I throw chocolates and they poison people, and I'm the chocolate master. That's not a villain. I just made that up.
I want it to be Mirror Master. I like him.
I don't even know who that is.
I've heard of that.
Mirror Master is a guy who can walk into mirrors, and he goes into a mirror dimension, and then he can like pop out in a different mirror. He can like live inside of mirrors.
That's never gonna happen in Matt Reeves' universe.
He's a Flash villain, Nick.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I just see him in the Justice League movies. I didn't know he was the Flash villain.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I kind of made a list a while ago. It was like grounded villains that I could see him pulling that are somewhat popular enough that have not been done in a movie. So it's like Calendar Man. Don't think he's gonna do that because you kind of only can do one thing with Calendar Man, and it's his whole thing is he just murders.
Just change the character.
Yeah. Hush, which we talked about, Professor Pig, we talked about. Clayface, I would say Clayface is a huge potential for making like a golden age serial killer version of Clayface that like uses prosthetics to change his face and kill people. But the fact that they're doing a DCU set horror movie a year before the new Batman, and I think even James Gunn was like, we have meetings all the time to make sure we're not like doing like the same concepts over each other. So that makes me think, yeah, they're not doing Clayface in this universe, or at least not yet. And then Hugo Strange, the Mad Hatter would be kind of cool. He's basically just a crazy guy who's obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, and he kidnaps women named Alice, and then he like, I don't know, he's just kind of got a kooky theme. That's another big one that hasn't been done yet.
He kind of has Riddler vibes though to me. The Mad Hatter.
That's the problem. Is a lot of them do.
Yeah,
they're either the Riddler or the Joker, basically, or they're like a Hush kind of.
Had he gone a little bit sillier with the Riddler, I feel like he could have had a little bit more free range to kind of pick through some other villains. But he kind of went so dark with it that like he kind of just merged like a bunch of different villains in with the Riddler.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like that version of the Riddler. I think in like a vacuum, you show me a picture of that Riddler, I go, terrible design. I hate the way it looks. But in context, I'm like, this fucking works.
There's also Paul Dano, who's like
Jigsaw.
Fucking amazing.
He's really good. He's a really good Riddler.
Maybe this is a dumb question, but why don't they just fuck it and be legends and do the Joker?
I don't want to see that because nobody wants to see the Joker again.
I do.
Especially,
I want to see the Joker.
I do.
I'm sure Barry Keoghan or Kogan or Keegan or Coffin or whatever is really like, he's a great actor. I was not super impressed with his Joker.
It was one scene, dude. What do you want the Joker to? The Joker laughs like a psycho, man, and you're like critiquing his laugh.
I don't know. It was just a weird laugh. I
don't know that I'm sold on him as a Joker. I would obviously give it a shot. I don't have a problem with them doing another Joker film. But I do think that they should do it in the third movie, and I wish that I don't think we're gonna get a third movie is the problem.
I think we will. If this one does
I don't
well.
think we will either. I think
You don't
it's
think
done
so?
after the second one. Not because it won't be successful, but because James Gunn is be like, all right, you had to. Now if you don't want to be in the DCU, we're doing ours, and you're not doing anymore because it's
Especially
going to
considering how long
oversaturate
it
the
takes.
Batman market.
Robert Pattinson
True.
doesn't seem like he wants to sit around and fucking play Batman until he's 57 years old.
I think Robert Pattinson has said he wants to finish a trilogy. But we'll see. I don't know. I hope they get
sure
to
they
finish
want
the
it,
trilogy.
but
that's all I'm cool with.
I won't be
Just
surprised
think-
if it doesn't happen.
Like, think about it from James Gunn or Peter Safran business perspective. I mean, so much of the issue with comic book films in the 2020s is the oversaturation. And do you really want to oversaturate the market with two totally distinct ongoing Batman, sub franchises? I feel like if James Gunn really wants to introduce his own Batman into the DCU, they're going to have to cut off the patents and shit, or just merge it. They could do that too, but I don't see it.
Which
going
they did
beyond two.
confirm. Which Matt Reeves, someone asked him that, and he was like, "No, 100%. These are separate." So I think he finally shut.
If merging it is not wouldn't work anyways. Like, it's
too grounded. Superman's too fantastical. I can't picture this Batman being like, "Superman, did you deal with that kaiju? Good job. I'm gonna go stop Zodiac Killer."
I mean, they already got the fucking multiverse in this shit. They could just take a Robert Pattinson from a different universe that we haven't seen. That is a little bit more
Honestly,
fantastical.
but that just
If they
becomes
were
too
just
Marvel
like
off the
Robert-
bat. But whatever, I guess
It would be funny.
I mean, just
if they
saying a
were like,
narrative
"Listen."
device. If they want it, it's there.
Yeah,
that's true.
it would be funny if they were like, "Listen, we're not getting a better Batman actor than Robert Pattinson, so we're gonna have him play two Batmans in two different universes."
Who I thought of as a possible Batman that y'all will probably
Chris
disagree
Pratt.
with?
Chris Pratt.
No,
Michael
Taron
Cera.
Egerton.
He's too short.
You can fucking
Dude,
give
you're
him
the
an up
most
angle.
judgiest Batman guy. Every
pretty
time
sure he's,
someone
like, not
brings up
even
a
that
Batman
short.
actor, you're like too
He's
short,
like 5'8".
too old, too
Well,
fat.
listen, I know they can give him lifts and
He's
stuff, but
5'9", bro.
the Superman actor is 6'4". You want someone at least 6 foot.
Put him in lifts, dude. Who cares? Yeah,
I guess, yeah.
You ever see
But I
Kit
don't know.
Harington act next to Sophie Turner? He's like 6 inches shorter than her, but they always put him on a box, so he's like right up against her.
That's really funny.
Yeah,
But I like
He's
him.
Like,
I want
that guy's
him. I
Like,
want
he's
him.
like 5'6".
I want Taron Egerton in some kind of DCU story
I
in
think
some
he
way,
could-
shape, or form.
I saw people talking like he would be a good Wolverine, like if they ever
I would.
get rid of
I would.
Hugh Jackman.
I would be actually super down with that. I love him. He's such a good actor.
I
He
mean,
does
people are talking
well
about
good
the
action scenes.
Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine. What do you guys think of that?
No, I don't.
I like Danny Radcliffe.
I don't think.
I think that
first
would be
of all,
cool.
first of all, not a very good actor. He's good at like playing like campy stuff, but like not a very good
I
actor.
can't picture him being like.
Second of all, I can't see him putting on like any kind of muscle mass at all.
I can totally. He's gotten shredded for a role before.
Dude, they just juice him up, juice that guy up. It'll be fine.
Juice
think
that
he
up.
wants
Just
to
go
do
visit
juice?
Alan Richson's fridge.
If they're paying him $20 million to be a
Bro,
a
he has
Wolverine,
Harry
man.
Potter money, dude. He doesn't need money. That's why he hasn't taken like a paycheck movie ever since Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's true. He's had a pretty interesting career since Harry Potter, I think.
Yeah, he just
What
does
the
movies that he
fuck
thinks are interesting.
Whatever happened to Emma Watson? Like Emma Watson was kind of on
She
the
retired.
rise, right? She
Yeah,
retired. She's done.
She retired.
Yeah.
She
Damn.
just came out with a statement recently. Was basically like, I love acting, and I think I really enjoy the art of acting, but my least favorite thing is marketing. The like you have to do the press tours on movies, and she was like, that was physically and like mentally draining.
Yeah.
Just like the fact that she had to sell art to basically be allowed to make more art, that she just quit doing that.
Well, someone should just tell her the remedy for that is doing a movie with Pedro Pascal, because he can be your support system. He can give you cuddles and hugs, touch your face and stuff when you're feeling sad on a press tour. That's what Pedro's there for. You know.
You guys are such haters.
I genuinely dislike him.
No, I
Have y'all seen-
like Pedro. I just think it's funny.
I love Pedro.
Have y'all seen? I've sent y'all the videos like of like the rest of the cast just like rolling their eyes every time he's fucking hogging the spotlight.
It's just Joseph Quinn and the Evan Boss.
When
They're
he
just
like,
oh my
he
fucking
like catches
god,
the,
this guy.
someone throws something and he catches the thing and he acts like it's such a badass moment, and they're just like,
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. I feel like Pedro. I watched this. Do you guys watch that guy Dodford? He has really great video essays that are like they barely have any spoken narration from him. It's all like it's basically like a video
Interviews?
montage. Yeah, he uses
It's
interviews,
like some
like
VH1
B-roll
type shit.
Yeah, they're
Or
you guys
Crowdcat.
should really check it out. It's a he's got one on
Just
Adam
message him and get him on the
Sandler.
podcast, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't have that. He's got
He
like
lives in
300,000.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah, he's not huge, but he
Wait,
makes
sorry.
really great videos.
Wait, what's his name? Dodson?
Dodford. His name
Oh,
is.
I looked up Adam Dodson, who's a musician. I was like, where the fuck are all these music videos? All right.
No, Dodford. But he did a video on Pedro Pascal. It was like at the height of everyone complaining about Pedro Pascal fatigue. And watching that video really gave me a different perspective on it because that guy had a fucking hard ass life.
I did see that
and
video.
Struggled.
I did see
he
that video.
struggled in the industry for a long ass time. Now he's getting his his fame. He's eating it up.
It's just desserts.
Dude, I would do the same fucking thing.
I would definitely
if I
not
randomly
do the
had
same
the.
thing.
Why? You want to just because
I'm not annoying as fuck.
He's not dude. He's
Bro.
an actor that
People
like
working
toiled.
with him.
He toiled in obscurity for decades. He was like poor as fuck. He was
But wouldn't that
destitute
make
at like
him-
35. You know, he had like he had nothing going on, and now
But
he's
why
like,
would
I
that
got
make
something
it-
going on. I'll take everything. You know,
But why would that make him more like pompous and like out there? Like, wouldn't that make him more reserved and like respectful and like
I think
understanding
it's
of like what he
basically
has?
just like you never know when it's gonna end, so you just might as well take all the opportunities you can get.
Yeah, it's like feast or famine.
I'm
type
not
of
telling him
shit,
to
you know?
turn down roles. I'm telling him to stop being fucking annoying on press tours.
Oh, I wasn't mentioning. I wasn't mentioning.
Oh,
that. I was
no,
talking
we're
about
talking-
the
I was talking
Pedro
about the-
fatigue. Like people, like he's in everything.
Oh.
He's in everything. Well, I'm like,
No, I
I,
mean,
don't know.
if he's getting
just taking
if he's getting
opportunities he's
offered,
got.
if he's getting offered roles, take the fucking roles. I'm not.
And clearly
judge him
people
for
like
that.
working with him because he gets hired.
What makes him so I don't think he's like pompous necessarily.
No, I think he's very genuine. He seems like a
very
nice guy.
loud. You know, he's got a loud personality. He's exuberant, sort of flamboyant type of guy.
I
But
think I
don't
just
see
feel
him
like
as,
secondhand
pompous.
cringe from anybody like around him. I'm just like, oh, I can't. I wouldn't want to be in that situation.
It seems like his co-stars like him. I mean, don't you think so, Ethan? I feel like they all like him and Vanessa Kirby have a weird ass relationship, but it seems consensual to me. Like they're grabbing each
Yeah.
other. It's not like Pedro groping her.
Those
without-
two.
it's-
What?
Yeah, you're not
I
gonna
don't
mesh
know.
with everybody, but I don't know. Every other thing I've seen him in, he seems to like get along well with everybody else. I don't
Whatever.
know.
We don't have to keep.
He
I don't
just
want
seems
to
like
keep.
a normal guy.
I don't want to keep talking about.
I'd let
Pedro.
him touch my face.
I wouldn't.
Nick, you just get vendettas against people. You have so,
That's
you
kinda
have
Yeah,
so much hate.
who's on Nick's shit list? We got
You have
Pedro
so much hate
Pascal.
in your heart.
We've got
Pedro
all
Pascal.
of anime fans.
No, I don't
we've
hate anime
got-
fans.
We've got Ari Aster.
Ari Aster's slowly seeping off. See, you can be
Yeah,
redeemed
if he
from
makes
my
another
shit list.
Eddington or two, you'll love him.
I was
What-
going through your letterbox reviews, and you said that there was one review. I can't remember what it was, but you were like, "This guy's on my shit list next to Ari Aster." I forget who
Jim
it was.
Jarmusch, probably the guy who made Dead Don't
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah, maybe him.
That he's on my shit list, and then also him and Harmony Korine. I fucking hate Harmony Korine so
That's
much.
the other one I remember you saying.
Yeah.
So why do you have so much hate in your heart, Nick? Where does it come from?
Where's all the love, man? We
I-
all saw Superman. You should be a better person by now.
I take personal offense to people making things that are like offensively bad and treat me like I'm an idiot.
Okay. So I wanted to touch on a little bit the I mean, there's not much to say about it because it's not out yet, but the hype for One Battle After Another is unreal, basically. Like I can't remember there being this much hype for a movie like this is going to be the best movie of the decade. This is like the best
I think
movie
Sinners
of the
was,
century.
they had a lot of that energy this
That was
morning,
insane. I don't know why
this
people are
morning.
hyping Sinners up so much.
this year.
I don't. It feels
I don't think it was
different
at
now.
this level, but it was close. It was like
I think
Like, this
no,
is-
I think it's
yeah.
the same thing, Nick. I think you're just more willing to accept it because it's a PTA movie.
That might be it.
I think you're like, no, I'm not falling for propaganda. This is real, Nick. This is real.
Yeah, I think the Sinners hype. Me and you were probably like, I don't know. I had to watch this to fucking. I don't know.
because it was cool. Like Coogler's good. He's good, but I just didn't.
He's
I don't
serviceable.
think he. Yeah, I don't think he has the filmography to be like, if everyone's hyping up a movie that it's the best.
gonna
of
be
the
good.
He's
decade,
a
I'm
blockbuster
like,
director. He's not like.
I gotta see it to believe it, you know. But PTA, I'm like, let's fucking go, you know.
Yeah, he's never made a movie that I hated.
Yeah. What's your guys' favorite PTA movie?
I haven't
If you had
seen
to
a lot
pick
of
one.
PTA.
Probably Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is just so endlessly rewatchable.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's like I've heard that's Mark Wahlberg's one good role, and it's the one he regrets most.
Really?
He has some good roles, I think.
Yeah, he's like, I regret taking that role in Boogie Nights because it was inappropriate or something.
But
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg also
I-
said that he could have stopped 9/11 had he
He
been on
could
the
have stopped
plane.
9/11.
So
That's true, actually. He could, if he was there, we wouldn't have a memorial where the Twin Towers used to be.
yeah,
if
we
he
just have
was
to
there
ignore him
as Dirk
sometimes.
Diggler, he could have saved it with
Could
the
have
power of his
fucked
music.
his way
Um,
to save 9/11.
Let me see. I don't think I've seen a single Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
What?
Oh, really, dude? We gotta cover
I'm
some of
looking
these
at
on the
them.
podcast.
You haven't seen Punch Drunk Love?
Mm-mm.
There will be blood, Phantom Thread,
Nope.
Licorice Pizza. The
Nope.
Master is, I think, is my favorite one. That movie is like, those performances are just unreal, dude, and it looks just so doesn't that movie look so damn good? Nick, I was talking shit about like shooting on film and everything, and I was watching The Master the other day, and I was like, oh yeah.
You're like,
That's
I'm
what I'm
buying that.
saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like whenever it's done
special.
right, there's no way to replicate it.
Yeah,
There's also
it looks amazing.
what's the fuck There Will Be Blood, The Master, Punch Drunk Love. What's Magnolia?
Phantom
Magnolia is
Thread,
also
Magnolia.
really good.
Magnolia
I've never
was a
seen
huge
Magnolia.
inspiration for Weapons, I think,
Yeah, for sure.
because it's
Yeah,
all
to an
told in a
extent.
similar structure or something. And
Zach Cregger said
cop
it
is
was
basically the same.
Yeah, he cited Magnolia and Hereditary as like the core influences for Weapons. I'm sorry he said
Nick,
that.
Nick doesn't like it anymore.
Magnolia
Nick
is
doesn't
starts
like it
throwing
anymore.
He just starts like breaking this room.
Zach Cregger can do no wrong. I don't care what he does. But Magnolia is on my list of ones to recommend at some point. So
Oh, sick! Isn't it like
Have you
really
guys-
long?
I don't remember it being that long.
190 minutes.
A lot of his movies are long as fuck. I mean, the Master's long. The One Battle After Another is almost 3 hours long. Nick, you were right when you were like, I could tell by the trailer this movie's gonna be long as fuck.
Yeah. Well, it just had so many
terrible.
plot points that they touched on in the trailer. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's only an hour 40. It looks like.
One Battle?
What?
No, it's like it's 240.
No, wait, sorry, I'm terrible at fucking math.
Yeah.
I saw 160 minutes and went, so 90 minutes is 1 hour. But that's wrong.
No, yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a combination of, this is the first time Leo has worked with Paul Thomas Anderson, I think, right? I don't think he's worked with him before.
So
And just the hype. I mean, do you guys
So
follow
Leo can
David
work with any
Ehrlich?
director. No.
Do you he's I mean, I don't know. From my point of view, he seems like the most kind of like respected film critic working right now. He's like the head guy at IndieWire, and he gets,
Is he the one that I was making fun of what he was saying?
Yeah, like I sent you his tweets because he was saying that after he saw One Battle After Another, he's like, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen a better major studio movie since 2010 than One Battle After Another. He gave it 5 stars.
But he listed some
which,
movies that were very questionable.
Sinners, he said, in which you didn't like.
Sinners-
he put Sinners on.
Sinners can't. Sinners isn't even in the contention for top 5 of the year for me.
Yeah, I don't.
I think it's
I might
top
put
5
it
for
in.
me right now.
Yeah, I might put it in top 5. It's not in my top 3 though.
It might be. In
I
my
just
5,
haven't-
maybe,
there's a
but
lot I
not
haven't
after
seen this
One Battle
year.
After Another.
I want to see Finishing Scheme. There's a few this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
That I
I
haven't
liked
got around to.
Friendship so much. I liked Mickey 17 a lot, especially on rewatch. I like. Yeah, there's a bunch of good movies this year. I probably have like.
is this crazy that I might have liked Caught Stealing more than Sinners? That's kind of a crazy.
I
thing.
enjoyed it more. I don't know if it's better.
Sinners is my
objectively.
favorite movie of the year so far. I've already seen it like 3
That's
times.
crazy to me. Why? Sell it.
I don't have to sell it. We had a whole episode on it.
But I need to understand. I still don't get it.
You just don't get it.
How is it the best movie of the year to you? Like,
I really fucked with it, dude. I don't know. I really bought into the vibe. I love the aesthetics. I love the message and the themes, and I was fully invested. It was long, but I didn't feel the time. Holy shit!
Okay.
There's some dog fucking quacking.
I'm sorry.
Going on in the background. Sorry, audience. There's a manic dog going around in the background. Thank you,
All right.
Blue.
I'm going to
Thank
go
you,
through
Blue.
my list of movies that I've seen this year, and I'm going to tell you all the ones that I liked more than Sinners. The Monkey, Superman,
That's
Weapons,
okay.
Eddington.
Okay.
Wait. You liked Eddington more than Sinners?
Yeah.
What? No, wait, Nick. Wait, hold on. This is a. I gotta call you out for a second. You gave Sinners an 8, and you gave Eddington a 6.
I gave Sinners an 8. Well, it fell.
Yeah.
I also gave Thunderbolts a high score, and I'd probably give that movie like a 5
we can't
now.
trust your rating system.
Dude,
is so
no,
flimsy.
the problem
You
is
just go back and change it every week.
No, the problem is I watched the movie the night before we do the podcast. I don't have a lot of time to think
you don't
about
have time
it.
to process.
And then
Watch
and
it
then I give
before that. Then
okay, fine. But a lot of time we also like it's hard sometimes. It's hard to fit it in.
Yeah, I feel
okay.
it. Yeah, keep going.
That's what she said. Yes.
I liked Friendship more. I liked 28 Years Later more. I liked Mickey 17 more.
Yeah.
I liked Megan 2.0 more than I like
4.
Sinners.
You liked Jurassic World Rebirth more than it. You liked War of the Worlds.
I liked
you liked the
Caught
Minecraft
Stealing
movie more than it.
I like The Long Walk more than I like Sinners. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow,
That's wild.
I mean,
My
really
top
like
year. My top 5 of the year so far are Sinners, then Superman, Weapons, Eddington, and 28 Years.
28 Years is so
Okay.
good.
28 Years, I wasn't super hot on it after, but I think I might bump it to an 8. Like, I think that movie fucking rocks. I've like rewatched scenes and I need to rewatch it. I think that movie's
It's on Netflix
cool.
right now.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I could do a top 5 off the top of my head, but I think it's Eddington number 1, Superman 2, and Weapons 3. I would say
Weapons is good.
Sinners is probably
Yeah.
4 though. I think Sinners is great. I was only kind of doing counterpoint on the show because I felt like people were hyping it up so much to a degree that I didn't necessarily understand. I was like, I don't really get like the insane hype for this movie. I really hope that's not the case with One Battle After Another. I'm like really hoping it lives up to the hype. But I'm terrible with this shit. Like I almost enjoy getting hyped up for shit more than I actually enjoy movies. Like I'm such a loser. I'm such like an internet dweeb that I'm just like I'm part
Hype
of
culture.
hype. Yeah, I'm part of the hype conversation.
Well,
I can't.
But there's
so
nothing.
excited.
There's nothing better than being so hyped for something and going in and actually being justified in it.
Yeah,
because I was so hyped for Superman, and then we all came out buzzing, and I was like,
I'm also like,
yes.
Yeah,
I'm sort of the same way, but it's in terms of like being a fanboy to certain directors. Like I almost don't want One Battle After Another to come out. I want it to get delayed till next year so that Weapons has a chance of winning Best Picture.
Weapons might get 1 or 2 noms because the Oscars hate fucking horror movies.
Well, it seems like One Battle After Another is kind of action heavy, so that might kind of ding it in terms of
I don't know if it
Academy
is.
Awards.
It just looks like that's how they're marketing it. Which
I think it's going to
all
have
the trailers.
Action in
It's
it.
like Sinners was the same thing. A lot of that was marketed like an action movie, and it's not an action movie.
It had like a few big sequences, but yeah, I agree. I mean,
yeah, but it wasn't like you know what I mean though.
My
It's
problem with
like they
Sinners-
don't know how to
my-
sell certain movies.
My problem with Sinners is not that it is bad in any way. It is that it is not a like real drama. Like it is a blockbuster film that is marketed as like a deeper upscale horror movie. It's not in any way more of like an indie style movie than any of Ryan Coogler's other films. Maybe it's a little bit prettier.
I think Black Panther's pretty indie.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you like Fruitvale Station?
I haven't seen it.
I didn't
Did you like
like
it, Nick?
It was okay. It was pretty good. Michael B. Jordan's just a good actor.
True. What about Creed?
He's a handsome man.
we did a whole episode on Creed. You didn't really like it that much.
I've never seen it.
I don't dislike the first Creed. It's just in comparison to like the first Rocky. Like the whole argument was in that episode is that Timmy was saying that Creed is better than Rocky. I was like, you're just out of your mind. Like, the first Rocky is like a 10 out of 10 movie.
Dude, my dad listened to that episode, and when he was listening to Tim's arguments, and he was just like, "Why? How could he say these things?" Like my dad was like
disappointed
because he loves Rocky. He loves all the Rocky movies. He was so offended. He was like, "Why was he?" He couldn't even believe that someone could possibly like. He couldn't fathom that someone would.
That's
think
how
that.
I felt. I was just like, this is genuinely like, I can't think of anything I don't like about this movie.
I wasn't even on the pod at that point, but I remember you just being like, the whole time. Just like, are you fucking serious right now?
It's one of those things where like
I-
you shouldn't even have to argue it because it feels like it's like a universally accepted thing.
Yeah. I love Creed 2. I think it, and I mean Creed, not Creed 2. I love Creed as well as Rocky, but I like Rocky more, obviously.
Have you guys ever thought about coming onto the show, like not having seen the movie we're supposed to talk about, and then just like seeing if you could wing it and seeing if it'll pass off as like, I saw this totally.
I feel like there's definitely a movie that I like
Because I didn't
had
see
on
him.
the background.
No,
Did
I'm
you
kidding.
really?
I saw him. No,
There's
I watched.
there's a movie that I put on in the background, didn't really pay attention to it, but I don't remember what it was. I just remember going and being
Oppenheimer. It's
No.
Oppenheimer.
I've seen Oppenheimer twice, and I fucking wish I have not seen it at all.
Nick's the kind of guy that's like, I'll watch Oppenheimer. He turns it on and then throws a blanket over the TV.
And just watches Family Guy on his phone.
Dude, I would
It's boring as
watch
hell.
Family Guy for like 9 hours straight over watching Oppenheimer again. Family Guy?
Dude.
Why does everybody act like they didn't like Family Guy? Everybody liked Family Guy.
I didn't like it.
I didn't
never
watch
liked
it.
it.
I don't
actually.
believe you.
I didn't never
I
watch
I
it.
genuinely
never,
don't believe you.
I watched a couple episodes and I was like, this is not for me. I really didn't like it.
And
I
same
wasn't
thing with
allowed
Dane
to
Cook.
watch it.
Everybody thought Dane Cook was funny.
I thought, I was like 12.
Everyone did.
But
Yeah,
I
children did.
Well, yeah.
Every child thought
And
Dane
the
Cook was the
pickles,
funniest
like
comedian.
all that shit. I was, of course, that we all listened.
I don't know
Go
why-
in the backyard and stare at the sun.
Brian Regan.
Yeah?
You're talking
I
about
don't know who that is.
No, that was
No,
a
that-
Dane Cook quote.
the big yellow.
Yeah, that
is
was
the
the
sun. Remember that? You guys know Brian Regan? He was also like
I know
an
who it
early
is.
comedian from that year. But yeah, Dane Cook was like, he could basically created MySpace. Not literally,
much.
but like he created the pathway for artists to get big on MySpace. You know,
Yeah.
he was one of the first.
That was also
ones.
some of the first like YouTube animations I ever saw, where there was
Yeah.
like stick figure drawings of
The Kool-Aid Man
Dane
thing.
Cook stand up. Yeah, it was just like being a parent where they're just like, "All right, kids, you've been inside too long, so I'm going to send you out into the backyard. Have fun." And they're like, "We'd stare at the sun. We'd have a staring contest with the sun."
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't like this revisionist history of people pretending things that were like objectively funny for the time weren't funny.
It's also
dude,
like,
I'm swear to God,
you
I'm not
can
lying
accept-
about Family Guy. I swear to God, I never liked it. I never liked the show.
You didn't see Peter Griffin fight a chicken and think it was the funniest thing in the entire universe?
I might have seen certain like cutaways and clips and stuff that I was like, that's pretty funny, but I never watched the show. I was never into. I would love The Simpsons. I was more of a Simpsons guy than a
Simpsons is
Family
great.
guy. Love South Park too.
Okay.
But
Well-
but as you know, I was anti animation. I was like,
you
what
thought
is
it was
this
for
shit?
baby.
Yeah. It was- no, I knew this. I was smart enough to know that The Simpsons and South Park were like adult animation. I was like, okay, this is good. I had the box set DVDs of the Golden Age Simpsons stuff from like
I did too.
Whatever it's like season 3 to season 9,
1 through
like all the
12
great,
or whatever.
yeah, all the good shit. I used to watch that constantly.
Same.
Well,
So,
should
Hold on.
we? Oh, you got a thing?
well, okay.
Well-
So next week there's a problem, kind of. So there's
It's
two
called
big.
me.
There's,
I'm the problem.
well, that is a problem. But there's also two big
Thanks,
movies
Nick.
coming out, and so I definitely do not. I'm not going to do a suggestion for next week. But how are
That's
we going
fine.
to do this next week? Because there's
So,
Smashing
I was
Machine
just
coming
saying,
out, and there's
if
fucking
you
One Battle
want
After
to
Another.
save, we can just do it the week after because I am busy for the rest of the week, basically. So we can just move those to the next week if you want.
Ethan,
Yes.
maybe we just do one. We would just do One Battle After Another.
We
just
kind of
one.
have to do One Battle After Another. It's
That's
going to be
fine.
this. It's
If you want
such
to
a
talk
big movie.
Smashing Machine like the week after,
We can
that
save
can.
Smashing Machine, but One Battle
Okay,
After
that's fine.
Another.
Let's
it's-
just do one battle.
But I understand. Just know that I understand that it's fucked up that I'm putting pressure on you on air to do this. If you really don't want to, it's fine. But I'm just saying, I'm so hyped for this movie. I would love to talk about it next week. But if you don't have the time, if you feel pressured,
We'll see.
it's fine. We'll talk about it after.
We'll see. We'll see.
For the viewer,
for
anyone listening, we might talk about it. Okay.
We
But
might.
otherwise, we're gonna
We
do like
will
a free
talk
for all.
about it eventually.
Yeah.
That's a
The
promise.
only problem is I will have seen it and I will be talking about it regardless. That's the problem.
That's fine. If I don't see it, you guys can still talk about it. I will plan to see it eventually, and then I'll.
You can do
talk
the
about
thing
it
we were
whenever
talking
I
about.
see
You can
it.
just pretend like you saw it.
That's
like,
a good.
This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Or I go
The
in
next-
as the hater and be like, "God, this fucking sucks."
Then we'll do a
I
part
don't. This
two.
is an overhyped trash.
We'll do a part
First
2
Paul
the next
Thomas
week.
Anderson,
We'll be like,
last Paul Thomas. I can't fucking say his name.
I thought it was
Dude.
Paul W.S. Anderson, by the way. This shit was directed.
For all my recommendations going for the next couple months or whatever, I'm gonna go through. I was planning to go through the
You're doing
Coen's
Coen's,
filmography,
right?
but I feel like since you haven't seen any PTA, maybe I should just do PTA Coen, just keep switching it up.
All right.
Yeah,
If you're cool with that.
I have
I'm
a
cool
PTA
with
on my list
that.
too, but I'll have a good one for us for next recommendation.
Cool. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode and you are watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review or a 1-star if you're, fuck us. Yeah, I don't care.
No, don't no. don't-
reviews
No,
are review.
don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
Don't
please
do
leave a
it.
5-star because that really helps us out. Don't listen to me. And if you're on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, and
If you know any,
we'll see what we talk about next episode.
if you
Dear
know any
listener,
friends and,
actively hurt us. Actively hurt us, please. Give us
and if you
1
know
star
any
reviews.
friends and family of Chris Stuckman, send them letters in the mail, and send
We
them
would
really
love
like
to see
concerning
Shelby
letters
Oaks.
that kind of like
Don't.
maybe are a little bit scary, but then
Concerning
they end up,
letters.
but then they kind of, it's like a misnomer, like they kind of lead off kind of scary, and then they turn out, oh, he just wants us on this podcast. Why did you lead it off in such a terrifying way, like you're outside or something? But don't actually do anything to hurt him or anything. Just make it kind of scary, you know?
I forgot to mention this. The film festival I'm going to, that's why I'm so busy. I'm going to a film festival and competing in one. At the film festival, Spike Jonze's short film is going to be at the film festival. So I might go check that
sick.
out.
A new one?
It's
That's
with
awesome.
it's let me see what it's called. It's with Dick Van Dyke, isn't it?
Dick Van Dyke is like
It's about
100
Dick
years
Van
old.
Dyke.
That's fucking insane,
It's-
right?
Yeah, it's a Spike Jonze and Mary Wigmore directed movie.
Wait, so are you
and it's
going to
like
be
a
doing?
7-minute short film?
Are you going to be doing the podcast like from the festival, or are you going to be back by next Monday?
No, I'll be back.
I don't know. Well, I don't know how long you're going to be there.
No,
I
yeah,
don't know how
the
long these
festival
things
only,
last.
it ends on Sunday.
He's just
yeah.
live
It's
on the
only in, like, a
stadium.
few
It's-
towns over.
It's 2 days long or 1 day. Or...
I'm here with Spike Jonze, everybody, and welcome to Hate to Interrupt. That'd be
Yeah, if you
badass.
if you
Or
see
like in
Spike
your
Jones,
hotel
invite
room,
him
I don't
on.
know.
If you see Spike Jones, invite him on.
All right.
He'd
I
probably
need a
say yes
business
in
card.
person.
Probably. I don't even know what Spike Jonze looks like. Oh, that's what he looks like. He's a white guy. All right.
He used to be
if
like
you
big into
guys-
skating shit, so
He used to
Oh,
do
cool.
Ethan, you know he did. He
did
like
Jackass
directed
too.
a lot of the Jackass stuff.
I didn't. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's like buddies with all of them.
he does a bunch of music videos. Sick guy.
And Paul Thomas Anderson directed Wild Boys with Chris Pontius.
Also,
And Where the
Ethan,
Wild Things Are.
since
Yes.
you're big
He
on
didn't-
short
he didn't
films,
do that.
watch Spike Jones' first short film. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called There's
What's it called?
Something Strange About the Johnsons.
I have seen that one, actually.
All right, let's get Stuckmanized.
All right, let's get segmented, everybody. Bye.
That's stuck when I was.